So we're going to take a look at a couple more terms here. So for today, we're going to take a look at the term range. So range basically tells you from lowest number to highest number, from least value to greatest value, what the set of data looks like. So think of it as just being from low to high. What does it look like when you find a range? Well, it just looks like a range of numbers, and it uses a little dash or hyphen in between to show what it's from. So it could be something like from 7 to 24. So all the numbers in that set of data would be from 7 to 24, with 7 being the lowest and 24 being the highest. Sometimes our data has integers. It has positive and negative numbers. So in that case, we'll put them in brackets. So another set of data might be from a lowest of -3 or -3 to a highest of +20. Or it might be from a lowest of -15 to a high of -2, and -2 being much higher number than -15. And anyone who lives in Manitoba can tell you why -2 is a higher number than -15. It certainly feels a lot warmer. Another word that we're going to look at today is outliers. So sometimes when you're given a bunch of numbers, some of them look like they almost don't belong. They're kind of far away from the rest of them, and those ones are called outliers. And there can be more than one outlier in a set of data too. So these are numbers that are far away from the rest. So let's take a look at this example here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers here. I need to find what my range is. So to find my range, let's first find my lowest number. So I've got two negative numbers. The lower of the two of them is -3. So my range will be from -3 to, and my highest number is easily +30. Remember, there's no symbol in front of a number. It means it's positive. Because these are integer values, I'm going to put them in brackets, but this basically says my range is. It goes all the way from -3 and all the way up to +30. Are there any outliers? So when you look at these numbers, are there some numbers that seem way far away from the rest? These numbers are all pretty close to around 0, and then there's this big old 30 here. So if we think of these as being like maybe like 6 days in a row, and it's the temperatures, clearly it was like kind of coolish weather for 5 of the days, and then one of them was like super hot. So the outlier easily, in this case, would be 30 or +30. And you can see it's the outlier because it's far away from the rest of the numbers. So let's give this a go here. Got two example questions. We're going to find the range, the mean, the median, the mode, and the outliers. So kind of like everything here. So first of all, if we're going to find any of these things, we should probably put the numbers in order first. So my lowest number here is 0. So I'm going to put that one first here. My next number here is going to be 3. My next number is going to be 4. And then I've got a pair of 5s. And then I've got a pair of 7s. And that leaves me with an 8. So now I got my numbers in order. It'll be a little bit easier to do some of these things. Let's find the median first. I know it's not the first one here, but let's find the median first. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So I'm going to go and find the middle between these 4th and 5th ones. Well, in this case, I don't even have to split the difference. I don't have to find a number between them. They're both the same. So the median in this case is 5. Next, let's find the range. So the range goes all the way from 0 to 8. And these numbers are all fairly close together. Because they're all positive, I don't need to put them in brackets. I can just say that it's from 0 to 8. Outliers. These numbers are all fairly close together. They're not too far apart at all. So I would say that there are none. There's no outliers in this set of data. The numbers are all pretty close together. Is there a mode? Is there a number that appears more than once? 7 appears 2 times, 5 appears 2 times. That's a tie between these two. So there's a mode of 5 and a mode of 7, because mode is the most often appearing. And that leaves mean, which is the meanest one because it is the most work. So let's imagine that we're going to add up all of these numbers. Let's add them all up. We get an answer of 39. There are 8 numbers, so we can do 39 divided by 8. That gives us an answer of 4.875, and so that is our mean average, 4.875. So just like that, we got all those things done for that set of data. Let's take a look at our next set of data here, and this time we've got some negative numbers and quite a few of them too. So we're going to need to put these things into order first, I think, to help figure out some of these things. Look at that. Minus 45 is easily the lowest number. It's far lower than the rest of them. So that's going to be my first one that I put onto here. So my first one is going to be minus 45. My next lowest number is minus 5. So we'll scratch that one off next. And then I think there's a minus 3. There it is, right over there. Then we got some minus 2s. 1, 2, 3 of them. So it seems like a very popular number in this set of data. And that's it for negative numbers. Our next one is 0. And now we can move up to some positive numbers. I see a 2 over here. And now there's just a 3 and a 4 left. So there we go. We got our numbers in order from smallest to largest. So right away, let's do the range right away this time. The range starts all the way down at minus 45. Goes all the way up to positive 4. And note how I'm putting these numbers in brackets because they're integers. There's positive and negative numbers there. But there it is. That's my range. Let's do outlier right away too, because there's one that clearly is different. Hopefully you can look at this and say, whoa, that number is way off compared to the rest of them. That's clearly the outlier, the bit of data that's far different from the rest of them. So minus 45 would be the outlier in this particular case. Let's find our median next. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So we find right in the middle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our median is, once again, nicely, I don't have to split the difference here, even though it's an even amount of numbers. It's minus 2 and minus 2 on the other side, so the median is just simply minus 2 then. Minus 2 is also the number that appears the most often. It appears 3 times, so that makes it the mode, the most often appearing one. So that brings us to our last one. So to find the mean, we need to add up all of these numbers. And remember, we're adding up integers here. So when you add a minus 45, it's like the same thing as subtracting a regular 45. So we can think of it that way. So given how many negative numbers here are here, and given how incredibly low this one is, I'm expecting this to add up to a very low negative answer. So we can add them all together. When we add them all up, it does equal an answer of negative 50. So that's how much it adds up to. But we're not done finding the mean yet. So it adds up to minus 50. We have to divide it by how many numbers there are. And there are 10 numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take minus 50. I'm going to divide it by 10. You can think of it as being dividing by positive 10, I suppose, if you want to. But for this kind of question, we are indeed welcome to use our calculators. So minus 50 divided by positive 10, it gets you an answer of negative 5. And that's not that surprising. We're taking that minus 50, we're splitting it 10 different ways. Each of them gets minus 5. So that will be our mean average for this particular one. And that's how we find range and outliers, and how we sometimes can get a negative mean or a negative median or a negative mode for some of these answers.